So the reason I say I'm living in purpose, and I think I've always been living in purpose, because there's a time in my life I was in law school. I was in purpose. I just didn't have the vision. So I knew that for the rest of my life, there is no world in which I was going to be a lawyer. Like my spirit was like, you and law, not quite, not sure. And I tell this story a lot because not to inspire people to quit, just to allow people to listen to their spirit. So I quit law after the first semester, and then I went back. But after the first semester, I knew, I was like, there is no way this is my career. But I went back, and when I went back, I made the decision to go back for other people, and I was very aware that I had made this decision for other people. And I had to be there in that purpose. So the reason I say that even then I was still in purpose, because I had to learn a lot about myself. There's a lot that I learned while I was finishing that course. I also had to prove to myself that I was not a quitter, because when I quit, the voices that are around you, like, how do you leave something before you've started it? You haven't even experienced it enough to know that this is not where you belong.
Yes.
So I wanted to prove to myself that, hey, I'm not quitting for the sake of quitting. I'm making this decision consciously. So there's many questions about my personality, about my, direction, purpose, where I needed to be, how I needed to get there, that were actually answered by me being in law school. So at the time, I was like, this isn't my purpose. We need to go find my purpose. But no, my being in law school facilitated me to be the kind of radio presenter that I was, the kind of entertainer that I am. I am very meticulous about, making deals with people. I'm very meticulous about my contracts. And it also gave me direction on the kind of labor jobs that I want to do, understanding what labor laws are, and even us as citizens of the country, our contribution. I understood taxes and why. Actually, basically, law school taught me how to be a functioning employee and a functioning, I guess, business person. Yeah.
It gave you the basics.
It gave me the basics. And then also, while I was in law school, I started the Law Society of the university that I was in. So that was the first event I organized on my own. I learned to deal with service providers from that event. But check this out. Literally, maybe 6 months later, that was part of my real job, because 6 months later I started doing spoken word, and I had to be part of the organization, meeting with service providers and organization and all that stuff. So there were many little things that prepared me for my purpose, even when I wasn't aware that in that place where I was like, oh, I don't want to be here. That was still part of the purpose,
Yes.